Today we are going to go over writing equations using a point and a slope, or maybe 2 points. Okay, first just to refresh ourselves of the different forms of linear equations. The first equation here is slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. Remember, m stands for your slope, b stands for your y-intercept. Standard form is ax plus by equals c. Remember, we use this to graph and also to find our x and y intercepts. Okay, to find your x-intercept, plug 0 in for y. To find your y-intercept, plug 0 in for x. And now a new one is here, point-slope form. Okay, we are going to use this to be able to write equations. And we're going to use the slope-intercept form. First, let's look at these two equations below. Let's graph these equations. X equals -3. Well, x equals -3 on the horizontal x-axis. So we go to the left to -3, plot a point. They don't tell us anything else, so it would be a vertical line. Okay. Y equals 8. Y equals 8 means it's on the y-axis. Okay, so here we look at our graph. Well, we don't have enough spots, so just put in a couple spots for it. Here's 7, here's 8. So y equals 8 is going to be a horizontal line at 8 on your y-axis. So y equals always horizontal lines. X equals, those will always be vertical. Okay. Now if we look at this next slide, equation of a line. Y equals mx plus b, slope-intercept form. My m is my slope, my b is my y-intercept. So now if they give us a problem that says write the equation of the line that has a slope of -2, that's our m, and a y-intercept of 6. All we have to do is plug those numbers in for m and for b. So if you notice, I use the same colors here. I'm just going to rewrite my equation. Y equals my m, my slope is -2, x plus 6. All I did was replace my m and my b. Okay. So, we could do that next one. Write the equation of this line when the slope is -3 and our y-intercept is -1. So y equals. So my x is -3, my y-intercept is -1. Those should be pretty simple. Now the next one, we can solve these two different ways when we are giving a slope and a point. Okay? The first way is point-slope equation. Y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. So that's the one I'm going to do first. So my ordered pair, -5, 1. So this is going to be my x1, this is my y1. And here is my slope, -3. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug those numbers in for x1, y1, and m. So y minus y1 is 1 equals -3 parentheses x minus x1 is -5. Look here, two negatives make a positive. Now my next step is I'm going to distribute the -3 out in front of the parenthesis to everything inside that parenthesis. So -3 times x is -3x. -3 times 5 is -15. And last but not least, I want to write this in slope-intercept form, so I need to add 1 to both sides to get my y all by itself. So I have y equals -3x minus 14. There is my equation when I'm giving a point and a slope. Now, to do it the other way, okay, to do it slope-intercept form, what I'm going to do is I'm going to label my slope. Here's m. Now here, in this case, here's my x, here's my y. Now I'm going to replace x, y, and m into that equation with those numbers. So y is 1 equals my slope, negative 3, times x, which is negative 5, plus b. We need to find our b, our y-intercept, because we are given our slope. So now I need to multiply on the right side, so I have 15 plus b equals 1. Now subtract 15 from both sides to get b all by itself. So I have b is negative 14. Now I'm going to star that, okay? And I'm going to go up and star my slope, because I need to use those two terms to write my equation. Y equals m, so negative 3, x, plus b, so my b is negative 14. So what we did, once we found our b, our y-intercept, we weren't done. We had to use that and our slope to write our new equation. So if you look, these two are the exact same answers, just two different ways to perform this. So let's do the next one. So I'm going to do the first one, point slope. So x1, y1, m. So y minus y1, which is 8, equals my slope, negative 2/3, parenthesis, x minus x1, which is 6. Now I'm going to distribute to both sides. So negative 2/3 times x is negative 2/3 x. Negative 2/3 times negative 6. Two negatives make a positive, and 2/3 of 6 is 4. And then last, I'm going to add 8 to get y all by itself, to put my equation in slope-intercept form. Remember, you can pause or stop this video at any time to keep up, or if you want to try a problem before you see my explanation, you can do that. Now I'm going to do this next problem using slope-intercept, so x, y, and m. Y is 8 equals my slope of negative 2/3 times 6, which is my x, plus b. We'll multiply on the right side. Negative 2/3 of 6 is negative 4 plus b. Add 4 to both sides to get b all by itself. We want to isolate it because that will tell us what our y-intercept is. Now I'm going to star that because I'm going to use that. And I'm going to go up and star my slope. Now I'm going to write my equation. Y equals negative 2/3 x plus 12, because my y-intercept. Exact same. Okay, this next one, we'll do one more of these. So now what I'd like for you guys to do is try this on your own. Pick whichever way you want. You do not have to do them both ways because we're getting the same answer. Okay, so pick whichever way you feel most confident with. I will put both of them up so you will be able to see my work. So you can see I'm going to do both ways. So remember, once you find your y-intercept, you are not completely done. You need to write your new equation with your slope and your y-intercept. Now, if we look at this next problem, it says write the equation of a line containing these 2 points. Now, in those last problems, we gave you the point and the slope. Do you see the slope here? No. So we need to find the slope. So x1, y1, x2, y2. So m equals y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. We need to find our slope first. So y2 is -7 minus y1, which is 5, all over x2, which is 4, minus x1, which is -2. Well, 2 negatives make a positive there. So now we get -12 over 6, which that can simplify to -2. Now that is my slope. That's the slope you're going to use. Now, with writing an equation, we can use either one of these ways, and we can use either one of these points. In those last problems, you only had 1 point, so you had to pick that. You had to use that point. Here you have 2 different points you can use. You could use this point or this point to plug into the point slope or slope intercept. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my x1 and y1 and plug it into point slope form. And then I'll use my x2 and y2, plug it into slope intercept to show you how you can get the same answer by using these 2 different points and doing the correct steps. So y minus y1, which is 5, equals my slope, which was -2, what we found, x minus x1. So 2 negatives make a positive there. Distribute. And then add 5 to both sides to get y all by itself, okay? Because you want to put this in slope-intercept form. So y equals -2x plus 1. Now, I'm going to go over and do the slope-intercept form, solving these by using x2 and y2, okay? So y is -7. Equals my slope -2 times x, well x2 is 4, plus b. So -2 times 4 is 8. And then subtract add 8, to both sides. And you get b equals 1. Star that. Star your slope, because you're going to use those 2 terms, those 2 numbers, to write your new equation. Y equals, my slope was -2, x plus 1. Exact same answer, exact same equation, okay? In the first one, I used x1 and y1 for my point. In the second one, I used x2 and y2, okay? All right, so hopefully you'll be able to complete those problems on the front side of the notes. We just went over them. Okay, Monday we will, not Monday, but tomorrow we will complete the rest of them. Have a good weekend.